Today we're diving into one of the most foundational stories there is, the story of Adam. But this is way more than just a story about the beginning. It's really a blueprint for understanding ourselves, our nature, our struggles, and most importantly, our path back.
So, let's keep this question in the back of our minds through this whole explainer. Because this ancient story isn't just about something that happened a long time ago. It's a mirror. It's asking us to take a hard look at our own choices, our own pride, and our incredible capacity for forgiveness.
All right, so our story doesn't start on Earth. It starts up in the heavens with a divine announcement that was about to change the entire universe forever.
I mean, just picture this scene. Allah gathers the angels and tells them about this brand new, grand plan, a Khalifa. That means a successor, a steward, who's going to be placed on Earth. This wasn't just another creation. This was something totally new with a purpose nobody had seen before.
Now, the angels, you got to remember, are in a constant state of worship. So they were a little worried. They wondered, wait, is our service not enough? But they also had a more specific concern. They'd seen what happened with other creations before, like the jinn, who had caused all sorts of chaos and bloodshed. So their question really came from a place of genuine concern.
And Allah's response? It's simple, it's powerful, and it's absolute. It basically establishes a fundamental truth right from the get-go. Divine wisdom is infinite, while the knowledge of creation, even for angels, has limits. And this single sentence sets the stage for the very first test.
So this divine plan immediately kicks off with a crucial test. And it's not just a test for humanity, but for everyone who was there. And it's about to reveal the first act of arrogant rebellion in history.
So what was the test? It all came down to knowledge. Adam was given this unique gift. He was taught the names of everything. The ability to learn, to categorize, to understand your environment. This was the special quality that was going to set him apart.
And here's how it plays out. The angels are asked to name everything, and they humbly say, "We only know what you have taught us." But Adam, he nails it. He names everything perfectly. So, in recognition of this unique honor, Allah commands everyone to prostrate to Adam. And this is a sign of respect, not worship. The angels do it instantly. But one being, Iblis, who we later come to know as Satan, refuses.
And wow, right there in that single moment, you see the first great spiritual divide. On one side, you have the angels, showing total humility and immediate obedience. On the other side, you have Iblis, with his pride and arrogant refusal. It's like a fork in the road, and these two paths couldn't be more different.
And you have to listen to the reason Iblis gives, because it's so telling. It's not some complex argument, it's pure arrogance. I'm better than him. You made me from fire, and you made him from clay. Think about that. That's a claim of superiority based on nothing but your origins. It's the root of all prejudice, the very first act of defiance born from pride.
So, after all this, Adam is placed in paradise. And he's not alone. His partner, Hawa, or Eve, is with him. They're given this life of complete ease and abundance with just one single condition.
The rules were incredibly simple. Enjoy everything in this amazing garden. Eat from wherever you want except for this one particular tree. The boundary was crystal clear, and the consequence for crossing it was just as clear.
And now, the banished Iblis, now known as Satan, sees his chance. His new mission is to prove that humanity is weak, to trick Adam and Eve into making the exact same mistake he did, disobedience.
Scene's tactic here is just brilliant in how deceptive it is. He doesn't just say, hey, break the rule. No, he plants a seed of doubt. He whispers to them, suggesting that God is holding out on them, that this tree is the key to becoming like angels or living forever. He completely reframes a protective boundary as a deprivation.
And then, to seal the deal, he does something incredibly bold. He swears an oath to them. He presents himself not as their enemy, but as a sincere advisor, like a friend who just wants what's best for them. This lie, wrapped in a cloak of sincerity, is what ultimately works. So, tricked by his oath, they both eat from the tree, and the consequence is immediate. Their state of pure innocence is just gone. It's symbolized by their nakedness suddenly being obvious to them. A brand new feeling enters the world, shame. And their very first instinct is to try and cover themselves up.
Okay, now we are at the absolute core lesson of this entire story. Both Iblis and Adam disobeyed a direct command from God, but the reactions after they made their mistake could not be more different. And this one thing
defines their destinies.
I mean, the contrast here is just staggering. When Satan is confronted, what does he do? He blames God. He says, "You're the one who led me astray." He doubles down on his arrogance. But Adam and Eve, they immediately take responsibility. No excuses. They just admit they messed up. One path leads to being cursed forever. The other leads straight to forgiveness.
And this is the prayer they offered. It's literally the perfect model of repentance. It starts with, "We have wronged ourselves," which is a complete admission of fault. It shows total dependence on God's mercy and a real fear of what they stand to lose. There's no blame, just pure humility.
And you know, their repentance wasn't just some fleeting moment of regret. Some sources say they sought forgiveness persistently for 40 years. That really shows you the depth of their remorse and just how determined they were to earn back God's mercy.
So what does this all mean for us, their descendants? Well, their journey out of paradise and onto earth wasn't just an end. It was actually a new beginning, and it set a timeless example for every single one of us to follow.
Their arrival on Earth really was the beginning of the human story as we know it. But they didn't come here empty-handed. They came with the knowledge of their mistake, the powerful experience of being forgiven, and a direct promise from Allah that guidance would always be sent to their children, showing us the way back. In essence, Adam left us a sunnah, a clear path to follow when we inevitably mess up. It's basically a four-step process. First, acknowledge what you did wrong. Second, feel genuine regret for it. Third, take responsibility, no pointing fingers. And fourth, turn back to God and sincerely ask for forgiveness.
And this brings us right back to our first question. The story of Adam isn't just a history lesson. It's a choice that's presented to every one of us every single day. We are all going to make mistakes, that's a guarantee. The real test is what happens next. Are we going to choose the path of Iblis, the path of arrogance and blame, or will we choose the path of Adam, the path of humility, responsibility, and repentance? That choice defines everything.